Good afternoon. This is part two of shedding light on a failed system. There's some things that I forgot to say in part one. Some key elements that I left out in part one. But first, I would like to thank everybody for sharing my story on Facebook. Sending me encouraging, positive words. It was nobody that was talking negative or wishing me bad, so I really do appreciate that. Really do appreciate everybody for listening to part one. And for those who know me and for those who don't know me, getting to know me and my situation and my story. So I told you about part one. Part two is basically on, as you can see, I got tattoos on my arms and everything. I got these when I was in prison and everything. I don't have no tattoos on my back. So what I left out in part one was a lot of stuff, a lot of key elements. Like I said in part one, her and her friend lied about getting kidnapped and raped. The friend got charged. She didn't get charged with nothing. The reason why the friend say she made up the false report was because black dude seen her wearing something tight, so she went back, changed her story and everything. Now, even though they made a false report, their pictures kind of came out the same, but one was 95% alike and the other one was 90% alike. They had them in two different rooms and everything. So, excuse me, they as you can see, I showed you my tattoos. I got them in prison and everything. They described that I had tattoos on my arm. They described I had tattoos on my back. They described that I had a teardrop on my face, big beard, 6'5", everything. All that was a lie, I just feel like things ain't right with the system. In Florida, I'm not gonna put this as a black-white thing, but the system is messed up on both sides, and things need to be done to change the system, to fix the system. It's so hard when you done been through this situation and you mentor to the kids and you try to tell them about your lifestyle and don't make bad decisions, because one bad decision could mess up your whole life. And this decision messed up my whole life, all cause of lie. All cause of lie. Like I said, I got kids. I got a daughter. I can't do the things I want to do with her. But man, it's so much. I wish I had the paperwork so I could show it to you. I'm not just saying this trying to make myself look good, I told y'all, I ain't got nothing to be ashamed of, nothing to lie about, and things like that. But I wish I had the actual paperwork so I could show it to you, so you don't just go by my words. That they did lie about the kidnapping and rape. She did lie about saying she gave me oral sex and found out it was a lie. DNA in my case, they threw that out. So much. I just wish I had the paperwork from when I first got arrested, so you could see that I'm not just saying this to try to make myself look good. Like I say, I'm not that type of person. I boost myself up to do this. So many people told me a long time ago I could do this, but I was embarrassed, I was ashamed because of my situation, but I just decided to share light because it's somebody else going through the same thing that I'm going through, that the system failed them, and like I say, the system failed so many people because with these cases right here, people don't really get a fair chance. Only thing you got to do is hear a sex case, and you already judging the books by its cover. You already feel like, oh, this person guilty and everything. We just gonna find them guilty or whatever based on that. Like I said, I'm not just enlightening my story, but enlightening other people's story too. I remember I was in county jail with an older dude just gonna get his first initial R, last name Wilson, and everything. And you know, everybody read his from the police and everything. Found out this man was innocent, and just because of the situation in the case, the man ended up getting 2 natural life sentences. You know, so like I said, don't judge a book by its cover. Get to know the situation. It's public records. You can look it up, read everything. Like I said, I admitted to it out of fear that they said they were gonna give me life or the death penalty. They found that person and asked them did they know me, and they said yes. You know, I'm not that type of person. Like I said, her hymen was never broke. I had DNA in my case. They threw it out and everything. The only thing that really got me jammed up was my confession and everything. But you know, I try to enlighten people, especially young kids, on, you know, doing the right thing and telling them about the system, not talking bad about the system. But it's so hard to keep telling the young kids about the system, doing right by the system, listen to their parents, and you know, when the system continue to let me down, you know, like I tell my son, like my godmama always told me, like, man, you already got 2 strikes on you. And she used to break it down to me and tell me, your first strike is you're a male, and your second strike is you black. And you know, she break it down to me like this, man, being that you're a male and you're black is they gonna think you're aggressive anyway. And that's not the case with me. I'm not an aggressor, I'm a loving person, you know, I can help anybody. But I just wanted to share that and let you know more about part 2. Like I said, man, I wish I really had the paperwork to show you. Okay, now with this situation, it's still the same situation. I got to go back to prison and everything. Still dealing with this case. It'll end up being 17 years out my life. I had 15 people write a letter on my behalf, and this just wasn't no anybody, you know, family members. No, it was somebody's. DOC officers, bailiffs, law enforcement in Polk County, Hillsborough County. I had a preacher/doctor write a letter on my behalf. 15 people, 14 of them was police officer, military background and everything. And if you think I was this type of person, you think 14 police officers, 14 military people would stick their neck out on my behalf if they ain't believe in me? So that's how you know the justice system is bad, when it don't even listen to its own officers that put their life on the line daily for them. So, you know, I'm continue to shed light, you know, on the justice system, you know, and hopefully things change in my case and other people's case. And you know, like I say, don't judge a book by its cover. You know, mine's public records. Go look it up. You'll see I ain't lied. You know, like I said, I admitted to it out of fear and everything. You'll see it. If it's showing that had DNA, the doctor report and everything, you can look it up. Name Braxton Jamal Cobb, state versus me. You know, so I would like to thank y'all again for listening to part 2. You know, share it, do what you want to do with it. Thank you for the positive feedback and everything.